Sometimes she's like the red party dress, filling Lai Hong with bittersweetness. When was she live, really? It's baffling. She, a family-bound, dutiful girl for decades, later made a decision we dare think but not do. She started a crazy solo China tour and hit the New York Times front page. A fearless road traveler, hold tight if life's making you feel suffocated and anxious. In high school, Lai Hong excelled, dreaming of attending a top university and exploring the vast ocean with friends post-graduation. A week before exams, he was confident in math, until his mom suddenly called him back to help build the house. Here, you have to come back to Henan with us to help. Lai Hong panicked, thinking, I barely have time but I have to take the college entrance exam. Lai Hong quickly begged his father to let him finish the exams first, but Dad wasn't having it. To him, as the eldest, Lai Hong must bear family duties, since Dad's the sole earner with 2 brothers in school. Why are you dragging me? Lai Hong muttered in anger, but his father pulled him back to reality. All right, you need to work. Lai Hong's life was halted before it began accepting his father's plan to work as a factory worker. After work, he had to prep food for the family, and despite all his efforts, everything felt bland. His father was always nitpicking him, and this endless cycle of despair was wearing Lai Hong down. He dreamt of escaping this household until he met Sun Deong through a friend at the Water Conservancy Bureau. At the time, he didn't quite grasp what love was, but he was drawn to Sun Deong's down-to-earth nature. On their first date, he brought 4 pastries for a 5-person family. Work was so nice. The weather's freezing. Do head back home soon. Since Sun Deong came from a less fortunate large family, Lai Hong's father was adamantly against their relationship. It wasn't about love, it was about getting a ticket to the dormitory. He thought, if I get married, I can move out and enjoy the taste of freedom. He thought he could finally soar freely, only to find himself leaping into another pit of fire. Just a few years of good life, and the factory where Lai Hong worked went dark, leaving him with nothing. He had no choice but to take his daughter's IOXU to the city to rely on her husband. Initially, Mr. Sun was generous, spending $80 on a wardrobe for the new place. Lai Hong bought a vase at a roadside stall, dreaming of filling it with fake flowers. He envisioned an elegant display like those foreigners on TV. But her husband thought she was wasting money, and Lai Hong couldn't respond, just pulling up job listings. Back then, without a degree or contacts, was tough despite Mr. Sun trying every trick in the book to make connections. But the boss ignored him completely, forcing Lai Hong to stay home as a housewife. She sat there for 3 years, but even then, she didn't grumble much. Until one day, she bumped into her fashionable neighbor, Xiao Mao, while heading out. Sister-in-law just came to Chengdu, want a job. Lai Hong could only smile awkwardly, and Xiao Mao's beautiful waves were just the life she had always dreamed of. The reality was cruel. Mr. Sun would check the accounts every day, even down to the cents. How much did you spend at the market? Chives, eggs, cabbage, tofu, no meat. Now let me see what this kind of life made her feel suffocated, and what hurt even more was that her efforts went unnoticed. She worked tirelessly every day, cooking and cleaning, yet couldn't get even an umbrella on a rainy day. Other husbands would hold an umbrella for their wives in the rain, but Mr. Sun just strode ahead, urging her to hurry. Faced with her husband's icy demeanor, she felt her heart cold, lacking financial independence. She could only submit meekly. To reclaim some agency, Lai Hong asked neighbor Xiao Mo to help her find an evening job. It was tough, but at least she could earn some money, which gave her a sense of self-respect. After getting her first paycheck, she rushed to get her long-desired perm. She also bought some bright fake flowers and placed them in the vase that had been empty for 3 years. It was supposed to be a joyful day, but her husband suddenly stated he wanted to budget for the future. I just bought a 38 yuan pressure cooker. Can't you plan ahead a bit? Lai Hong tossed 20 yuan without hesitation, saying, take it. She regained her lost dignity. While Mr. Sun treated Lai Hon fairly well, he didn't speak kindly about the relatives at home. He not only helped his cousin settle his marriage housing issue, but also made Lai Hon toast and drink. She had to down a full glass, and in that atmosphere, Lai Hon could only chug it down. Hearing her daughter say, "Mom, if you can't stand it, just get a divorce," she fell silent in response.